Hello children, today we will be starting with the next chapter, chapter 10, reaching the age of adolescence. Okay, in this chapter, this first video, we will see about the changes which happen during puberty. Okay, we will start. Okay. Now, what do you mean by adolescence? As the name of the chapter indicate, adolescence. What is this adolescence? Have you heard about this term earlier? Now, right from the time of your birth, you all are growing, isn't it? Still now your body is undergoing growth. That means this growth is an unlimited process, or it's a natural process which is happening in your body right now. Okay, so this growing process which happens in your body, all the changes which happens in your body which help your body to become reproductively mature, you call them as adolescence. All this particular period of your time, you call it as adolescent age. Okay, now we will see that the period of life where your body will be undergoing reproductive maturity. So, your body has to undergo reproductive maturity during this age. See, reproductive maturity, your body have got the capacity to become reproductive. That is what is called as reproductively mature. So, all these changes which happen in your body, this particular period of life, you call it as adolescence period. Okay, and it starts somewhere at the age of 11, and by 18 to 19 it will come to an end, and you call this long period of time as teenage. So, right now children, you all are passing through your teenage. Okay, now the changes which happen during the adolescence will mark the onset of puberty. Lots of changes will be occurring during this time in your body, both externally as well as internally. One example for such change is you are getting the capacity to reproduce. Okay, so now in today's video, we will be studying in detail about all these changes which happen during adolescence in your body. We are going to classify all the changes into 6 major headings, and we will be studying it today. Okay children, we will start studying. Yes. See, these are the changes which happen in your body during puberty. Now, we will see all the 6 ones. Okay, we will just take a small glimpse of all the 6 changes. The first one is your height will be increasing. You will become more taller. Number 2, your body shape, different parts of your body, the shape of different parts of your body will change. Number 3, your voice will change. Then your sweat glands. Sebaceous, sebaceous means the oil glands in your body. Okay, your sweat glands, your oil glands, everything will become more active. Then your sex organs will be developing. You might have studied in detail about the sex organs in the chapter, which was the chapter reproduction chapter. Remember, you studied in detail about the male and female reproductive system. So, you have studied which are the sex organs in male and female. All those things, all those sex organs will be developing to its maximum, or they will become mature during this age. And finally, you will be reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity. Okay, so now we will study one by one in detail. So, all these 6 changes right now children, if you want, you can pause this video and you can write down all these 6 changes if you want right now. Okay, so one by one we will see it in detail. Now, we will start with the first one. The first one is increase in height. The first change which happens during puberty in your body is your height will be increasing. As I told you earlier, mainly the bones of your arms and that of your legs, they will become more longer right now. Okay, so when you stand in front of your mirror or when you see some of your friends, you may feel that their arms and legs are much more longer than other body parts. That is, the body is not at all in a proportion. But don't worry, once you reach the end of teenage, all the body parts will start growing along with your arms and legs. Okay, the complete proportion of your body will be reached by the end of this adolescence period. Okay, now initially the girls will be growing faster than boys. You might have seen in your class, your friends, most of the girls will be taller than you, isn't it? Don't worry. Okay, by 2-3 years, after some time, once you reach 11th or 12th and all, the boys slowly start becoming taller than the girls. Okay, once your teenage is over, the boys will reach to their maximum height. They will become taller than the girls. This is just an initial stage of development. Okay, you can see it in this picture, isn't it? Boys are much more smaller than the girls. Now, see this chart which is given here. This is a chart which will give you the percentage of full height in boys and girls at different age, starting from 8 to 18. Okay, so this long 10 years of age, what is the percentage of full height in boys and girls? The same table is given in your textbook also. So, no need to study this table by heart, but just take a glimpse of this table, that's all. Okay, children, now see whatever height you want to become, how much tall you want to become. Okay, all these things, they are already determined in your body. Okay, they are genetically, the height of a person is actually determined genetically by the genes which are inherited from your parents. Okay, if your parent is short, definitely you will also be short. Whatever you do, you will be short only. Okay, if your parents are tall or any one of your parents is tall, you are having every chance to become tall. So, what gene you have inherited from your parent, that will determine the height of your body. Okay, number 2, the next thing which determines, so genes is over, the next thing which determines your height is the nutrition, what nutritious food you take. Okay, you have to take good nutritious food which will increase the activity of your bones and muscles. Okay, which can cause the healthy growth of your bones and muscles. Take such nutritious food, definitely your height will be increasing. So, these are the 2 factors on which the height of an individual is based. So, what are the 2 factors on which the height is based? Number 1, the gene inherited from parents. Number 2, the food you take, the nutritious food you take. Okay, now there is a formula to calculate the full height of a person. Okay, how much height a person will become at a particular age can be calculated by using a formula. This is the formula. It is present height in centimeter. Right now, what is your height? You have to take it in centimeter divided by the percentage of full height at this age. Remember, I showed you a box in the previous page. Okay, from that table, you have to take the percentage of full height of this particular, how much age you are at this particular age. For example, if you are 12 years of age, if you are a boy, this is the percentage 84, or if you are a girl 91. So, that 84 or 91 will come here. Understood? Like that, at different age you can calculate the full height, and that answer into 100 will give you the answer for this. Is that clear, children? So, with this, the first change in puberty, that is increase in height, is over. Now, moving on to the next change. One more, it's not over. See, this is a chart which shows you, I have already told about this. See, remember the previous video, in this previous slide, I have told you the girls will be growing faster than boys. This second point, okay, this graph will show you that second point. It's described in this graph. See, the first one, this one. This is the increase in height in girls, whereas the second line is the increase in height in boys. Can you see this? This is boys and the first one is that of girls. See, girls by somewhere around 8 years of age, girls have reached more than 75% of their height, whereas boys have reached only more than 70% of their height. Now take somewhere around 14 years of age, or 16 we can take. Somewhere around 16, what's the height? See, girls might have reached more than 95% of their height, but boys will be reaching only 90% of their height. But by the end of the teenage, by 18 years of age, just see this, somewhere at around 18, what is happening? Both the lines are coming and joining here. The percentage of height of both boys and girls are becoming almost the same. Okay, so right now from 18 onwards, the girls will not be growing at a faster rate than boys. Till 18, this process happens. After that, everything will become normal. Okay, yes, that's it. So with that, the first change in puberty is over. Now moving on to the second change which happens during puberty, that is in the shape of the body. Okay, now I have made it into a table like this. You can study like this itself. This will be more easier for you. Now see what happens in case of boys. The shoulder will become broader and the chest region will become wider. So this region of the body of a boy will undergo changes. The shoulder will become more broader and the chest will become more wider. Whereas in case of girls, okay, this region will not show much growth, but the hip region will become more wider. Then the boys will become, see, their muscles will become more prominent in boys. So you will be getting big muscles during this age if you have good food. But in girls, you will not be getting such type of prominent muscles as in boys. Okay, so that's all about the change in body shape in boys and girls. Now moving on to the third difference which happens during puberty, third change in your body which happens during puberty, that is the change in your voice. Okay, in case of boys, the boys will be having a larger voice box. Your voice box is somewhere situated here. You can just touch and see. Here is your voice box. Okay, your voice box is otherwise called as larynx. Okay, now the boys will be having a larger larynx. The larynx will be much more larger. So what happens? The larynx will be growing, and because it is very big, it will be protruding out of your throat. Just touch and see, boys. You can see a small extension. So you can see something here. You can see a small extension or protrusion here. See, as if you see in this diagram. See, a small bulging you can get here. In case of boys, because your larynx, your voice box is bigger, whereas girls, this region is somewhat plain, isn't it? See, you will not be having any projections here. Okay, so and you call this projection of a male, see this projection which you can see in the neck of a male, you call it as the Adam's apple. See this Adam's apple? Whereas in girls, they won't get Adam's apple. It's not there. Okay, mainly you cannot see them in girls, you can see it only in boys. Okay, children, then the boys will be developing a deep voice. Okay, initially the voice of the boys will become hoarse. Okay, and later it will become deep. Whereas the girls will be having a high pitched voice. You might have seen the girls in your class screaming, isn't it? They are screaming. Why? Because God has given them a high pitched voice. Okay, children, so that's all about the change in voice during this age. Next, the fourth change which happens during puberty is the increased activity of your sweat and sebaceous gland. Sebaceous gland, as I told you earlier, they are the oil glands in your body, the glands which release oil. Okay, it's seen almost in all parts of your body. Now, the sweat glands will be more active. Okay, and they will be releasing more sweat. As a result, your body will be sweating more. If you are not cleaning your body properly, if you are not taking a regular bath, sometimes your body will be getting a bad smell because of the sweat. Okay, now other than this, in the sweat, in these areas, the bacteria can come and cause infections also. So you will be getting all sorts of bacterial infections and bad odor in your body if you are not taking care of your personal hygiene properly, because at this age right now you will be sweating more. At the same time, your oil glands are also more active. So the more oily food you eat, the more the oil glands will be releasing. Normally the oil glands is very active now. But other than that, if you are adding up more oil through your diet, again the sebaceous glands will be releasing that oil too through these glands. Hence your face and all will be getting lots of pimples, acne and all. See, lots of pimples and acne will be developing on your faces because of the increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland. Okay, yes. So, we completed 4 changes which happens during puberty. Now, moving on to change number 5, that is development of the sex organs. We have already studied this in the other chapter, reproduction in animals. Remember, there we studied about the male and female reproductive system in detail, and you studied that the male reproductive system, okay, it becomes active. The testis is the main part of the male reproductive system. You have studied when the testis mature, the testis will be releasing sperm. Similarly, in case of female, ovary is the main part of the female reproductive system, which will be releasing the female gamete called as egg. So, during the time of puberty, the testis and ovaries will become mature. And when they are mature, what will they do? Definitely testis will release sperm and ovary will start releasing matured eggs. Okay, so see, in boys, the testis and penis will be developing completely and the testis will be releasing the sperm. Whereas in girls, the ovaries will enlarge and the eggs will become mature, and finally the ovaries will release 1 egg per month. Remember, we studied it, 1 egg per month. Okay, yes. Now moving on to the last change which happens during puberty, change number 6. Okay, out of that we studied all those things, isn't it? We labeled them 1, 2, 3, 4 and we studied it. The last one right now we are going to study the 6th change. Now what is the 6th change? You will be reaching your mental, intellectual and emotional maturity during this age. Okay, this age you will be thinking a lot during this age. The way of your thinking changes, you can think a lot. Okay, always divert your thinking towards good thoughts. Think what all innovative things you can do, what all new things you can create, how you can improve yourself, improve your reading skills. Like that, you turn your thinking towards the positive things. It will make miraculous changes in you. Okay, because this is the right age where you can bring about a change in yourself. So try it. Okay, then you will become more independent and self-conscious. You can do everything by yourself right now. You are grown-up children. Okay, you can do everything by yourself and you will be developing self-consciousness. You can develop a consciousness about yourself. Okay, who am I? What am I? That is self-conscious. Okay, you should become self-conscious at this age. Your brain will be having the greatest capacity for learning. Now, this point is very important. Isn't it? Why? Most of you will be thinking that I am not having a brain. I can't study. Lots of portions are giving. So, teachers are making Google Meet every day. Teachers are taking online classes, fed up with all this. We can't study anymore. Our brain is full. Don't think so, because your brain is having innumerable capacity and your brain is very active during this age. Okay, you can learn whatever you want at this age. Your brain will never tell you to stop. Brain will always tell you, come, give me more, give me more. So, give more information to your brain will take up whatever you give. So, believe in yourself. Believe that you are having a brain inside the skull and that brain is having maximum capacity now. Okay, so utilize it for your learning. Then, you will be feeling more insecure right now. That is another thing, because till this time your parents were considering you as children, your parents, teachers, everyone. But right now itself, I think I told you, isn't it? You all are grown-ups. Yes, your parents will also be telling you, are right now grown up, wake up from bed, do all these things by yourself, sit and study by yourself. I will not come behind you. Your parent will be always complaining like this. Don't worry. All of us have heard those complaints. Okay, it is because your body is right now becoming an adult from a child. It is a transition period actually. You are in between a child and an adult. So, your mind will be feeling lots of insecurities. But children, understand, this is a natural process through which all the human beings will be passing in their life. Your teachers, your parents, your grandparents, your brothers, sisters, everyone might have passed through this stage in their life. But still, we all are living. We all are alive. We all are happy. Isn't it? So, like this, you all will be happy afterwards in future, because all these things will go one day. It is a natural process of growing up. So, don't feel any insecurities. Okay children, so with this all the 6 changes which happen during puberty is over. Now moving on to the next slide. Now we have to see one more small change. Secondary sexual characters. Actually all the changes which happens during puberty, right now we studied about 6 of them. Other than the 6, there are so many or lots of other changes also which happens in our body. Okay, now out of these changes, whichever changes will help others to recognize you as a boy or to recognize you as a girl, you call them as secondary sexual characters. The characters which help in identifying a male from a female is called as secondary sexual characters. I have listed a few secondary sexual characters in this table, but it is not over with this. Okay, there are lots of secondary sexual characters in your body, where I have listed only 2 of them. Okay, number 1, in boys, the development of facial hair, beard, moustache and all. Okay, now this is a secondary sexual character which help us to identify a male. Now in girls, the development of breast will be occurring during this puberty time. Number 2, the development of hair. In both boys and girls this change happens. The development of hair in armpits and in pubic areas. In boys, the hair will be developing on the chest also, but in girls you can't see that. Okay, so these are some of the secondary sexual characters which occur in boys and girls. Understood children? So with this, we are winding up today's video. Hope the topic was clear to you. Study well. Have a nice day. Be safe children. Okay, bye.